Now we're moving into the week of April 7th through April 13th, and we are heading to a full Libra moon. So this week we start off, this is a really, really exciting week because Mercury goes direct on Monday, the 7th at 7:08 a.m. So we get up and get going with the day, and we have Mercury finally moving forward. But remembering that even though it is finally out of retrograde, which is when I do start making purchases again, but I do pay attention to the fact that this is the third swipe over the same ground that we've already been over twice before of all that's happened since February 28th. So keep that in mind that we still are going to revisit those things. So watch what comes up, and hopefully you kept a journal through this period. Now on Tuesday, 4/8, we will have the moon in the sign of Leo until 9:40 a.m. when it moves into the sign of Virgo. And I put down for the 8th, the answers are in the details. Lots of analytical energy there and a good time to take a look at details. Now, Wednesday, the 9th, the moon's in Virgo. It's going to be opposite a couple of those planets that are still hanging out in Pisces, which is Venus, because it retrograded back to Pisces, Saturn, which is finishing up its final degrees in Pisces, and Mercury, which also retrograded back to Pisces. So we've got a lot of activity. We've got the moon on one side, we've got all those planets on the other side, and then we have a trine, a positive aspect, positive triangle going on with Uranus, the oh wow planet. So there could be a lot of pulls on us to our relationships, our responsibilities, where we need to speak up. All those planets on one side, Virgo moon on the other side, trying to keep everything detailed and organized. And then Uranus coming in and just, bringing in some surprises. So Wednesday the 9th, get stuff done, but don't forget to relax and rest up. Anytime we have planets in water signs, we need a little more rest. Now, Thursday the 10th, the moon continues to be in Virgo. It will move into Libra at 9:12 p.m. as we're heading into our full moon. So just keep in mind that things are wacky. It's a full moon. The retrogrades are ending, but full moons are always wacky. And this is a relationship full moon. Venus in the sign of Libra, ruled by Venus, the relationship sign, a sign of harmony, a sign of legal matters. And now we're starting to get into the time period where we can actually make some decisions about legal matters. So on Thursday the 10th, the moon's going to be opposite Saturn, the planet of responsibility, hardship, all that stuff, but also the planet of long-term success. So the work-rest balance is key on Thursday the 10th. It's key always, but especially on Thursday the 10th. Venus goes direct on Friday 4/11 at 9:02 p.m. and it's going to start its third swipe over all that's happened since January 28th. We move into a full moon weekend, a full relationship moon weekend. And let's see. We also keep in mind too, we have that Mars-Pluto opposition happening again. And this is, I believe, the third time it's happened. It happened in the beginning of the year in January on the 3rd. It happened, we had a few times. So Mars, the planet of action, the god of war in Greek mythology, opposite Pluto, the planet of transformation and change, which would be Hades in Greek mythology. So we've got some intensity going on there, and let's not forget that. And let's not forget that we also have a full moon that brings in intensity, and it's a relationship full moon. So Saturday, don't forget about what you want, okay? Libras are, I love you, Libras. You tend to cater to others' needs and sometimes forget about your own. So do not forget about your own, what you want on Saturday. This is a 23-degree Libra full moon. And it's going to be opposite the sun in Aries, Chiron, our soul's wound, and Eris, which is considered like Mars's cousin. She's got a little edge to her there. So there's an intensity there, and we may see some old wounds show up, and we may see some frustration and maybe a little inner rage there with Eris show up, okay? And it's also trine Jupiter, so things can get really big when Jupiter's involved. Let this be beautiful, wonderful things. Let this be the old wounds healing. Let this be that you're able to like speak up and be heard and felt and considered and enjoy this beautiful full moon with Venus going direct right after the full moon. So the full moon's at 8:22 p.m. and then Venus goes direct at 9:02 p.m. So I'm not sure like what exactly that means, but it seems really interesting to me that it goes direct right shortly after. So we get this last bit of this, we kind of end this Venus retrograde with the full moon in a Venus sign just minutes before Venus goes direct. I don't know what that is. I feel like there's going to be something to that. So just pay attention. It's an interesting little lineup there. So then we move into Sunday the 13th, and by 9:54 a.m. the moon will have moved into Scorpio. So we've got this relationship moon weekend, and then we move into Scorpio, a sign that does rule sex. So I really hope you do have a fabulous Libra full moon weekend. Keep it cool, speak your truth, and try not to argue with anyone. Let's pull a couple cards there for this full moon week ahead. Now, the other cards were the cards from the month ahead. Oh, I guess you're getting two of those. So we'll leave the month ahead cards there, and we'll see what the week ahead brings. So let's see what we have here. The Herb Crafter's Tarot. We have the Ace of Air, and this is Yarrow. So I was kind of just saying, like, let's have a great week. Let's try not to get into arguments because it's just too easy. And then Ace of Air, Yarrow. Ace of Air is like a new thought, new idea, would be the Ace of Swords traditionally. And then it's Yarrow, which is a plant that is used for wounds. Okay, so let's be aware of that. Let's be careful with our words, not causing too many wounds. We've got the Two of Wands here. And so 2 is a relationship number. Wands is fire or passion. We see some kind of underwater creature. I don't know what that is. Is it a hippopotamus? Is that possible? I'm not sure what animal that is, but there it is. You can see it clearly. And it's like you can see it in between these two wands at that moment. So what is that thing? Is it a seal? I'm not sure. I can't find the book that goes along with it, but there's some kind of creature. It almost looks like a rock. But there's a 2. So it's like that moment of time. If you were there at that moment, you would see this. Okay. So it's almost like right place, right time, relationship number. And so maybe taking a little time out this week during this relationship weekend to enjoy walking on the beach. Here's the 8 of Wands, full speed ahead here, horsepower. And so there's a lot of passion and forward movement. We just don't want to go too fast yet until these retrogrades completely end, which we are coming out of it right now. And we're rearing to go. There's the guilt card. Okay. Now, please remember that guilt is optional. Sometimes we forget that. Let's get another card over the guilt card so we don't have to stare at that one. And we've got the friendliness card. Okay, and it's a 2. I'm going to put that over the guilt card because we know that the guilt might show up, but we're going to choose otherwise, and we're choosing friendliness. We're choosing to be kind to ourselves, so we're not going to accept that guilt. And yarrow is a great plant to keep in mind, and just the idea of watching our words. I think with the guilt card there, it's about ourselves. And it's almost feels like, don't let it run, like that horse is running so fast. Let's not let these words just like really hurt us, because that's what I think it is. I think it's words to ourself. And this is a Libra full moon. We're talking about all relationships, and I think this one has a lot to do with ourselves. Okay, so drop the guilt.